up off to your right. To your right, if you look through the trees, you're going to see some buildings. There's a white steeple. You see the white steeple?
Yeah.
To the right of that, there's a green cupola. That's the Lutheran Seminary. That was here. That's the oldest Lutheran seminary in the United States, in the world. No, in North America. One of the three. Union infantry is going to begin to move through that area. Some of them going to the other side of the Chambersburg Pike, the road directly ahead of us, and many others on this side of the road. On this side, you're going to have men from Wisconsin, Indiana, and Michigan, the famed Iron Brigade. They're going to move into this area after their other Union soldiers have already engaged the Confederates on the far side. And as the Iron Brigade begins to move in, the 2nd Wisconsin, 7th Wisconsin moving into the woods over here, their overall commander, the head commander on the field right now for the North is a man named John Reynolds. John Reynolds is going to be doing the job of a colonel as a major general. We're getting out of the peace line. John Reynolds is doing the job of a colonel, a line officer, where he's supposed to be on horseback. Well, John Reynolds is right in the thick of it with his men, as men from Tennessee begin to move through the trees off to our left. And John Reynolds is riding with his men up in this area where we are right now, urging his men to keep forward, keep on moving. He's going to say, "Forward, for God's sakes, forward," and turn his head back to the seminary. When he turns his head back to the seminary, a bullet is going to find its mark in his neck and come out one of his eyes.
Oh.
He's going to die somewhere between that monument and the fence right here. However, the Iron Brigade is able to push the Confederates back beyond this rise of ground, off in that direction where you see those buildings. That's Hare Ridge. That's where the Confederates are really stacking up.
Wow.
Directly ahead of us, the Confederates are doing better. The men over here under a man named Joe Davis, the nephew of the President of the Confederacy. Joe Davis has never commanded troops in battle. Now he is, and he's doing a piss poor job of it. Because what he's going to do is he's going to order his men to push against the men of New York and Pennsylvania on the far side. The New Yorkers and Pennsylvanians are going to retreat into these woods over here on our front right. And when they do that, those North Carolinians and Mississippians under Davis are going to turn toward us and use this railroad for cover. Now, does that sound like a good thing to do?
Sounds stupid.
Look ahead of us here. Does that railroad look even with the ground or below the ground?
Below the ground.
Below the ground. So those Southerners are going to get down in there. When they do that, that is a trap in the waiting. Because now Wisconsiners and New Yorkers are going to turn toward the direction we are and charge the railroad here, capturing nearly 500 to 600 Confederates. They just pick them all right up. Not doing too well so far for Davis. However, right at this point, the Union line ends pretty much where we are right now. The Confederates are beginning to arrive in big numbers. 9,000 Confederates are going to appear on this hill right ahead of us. That's Oak Hill. Those Confederates are under a man named Robert Rhodes. He commands the largest division in the Confederate Army. His men were not ordered to Gettysburg until about an hour before they arrived. His plan that day, Rhodes, was to capture Harrisburg. Rhodes was only 10 miles from Harrisburg. No Union soldiers in his way. We're going to go left and then we're going to park up by that thing up there. So the Confederates are going to begin to arrive on that hill and are going to start to realize that they are in a really good position, because the end of the Union line is in those woods that are now right behind us. So Robert Rhodes has a decision to make. Does he attack? Does he just fire his cannons? Does he do both, or does he do nothing? Well, if you were Robert Rhodes and you had 9,000 men, and there's only 3,000 men from here in the woods that direction, what do?
Attack.
You would attack. Okay. Now, think about this. Robert Rhodes has 5 men right under his command. 2 of them are ready, so he has about 3,000 men ready to go. One of them's drinking. The other one has no idea where he is. And he tells them to attack. You think the attack's successful?
No.
Originally it is. But there's a problem. The Union Army at this time has troops coming up behind the woods in this direction. The Union soldiers are going to begin to move in this way. You see there's a stone wall over here, off and our right. Union soldiers are on the far side of that wall. I'm sorry, they're on this side of the wall. Rhodes is going to attack first from the other side of the hill, slam headlong into that line, and fails miserably. Then this guy named Iverson from North Carolina is going to send his wave against that area. Iverson thinks that the Union Army's over there, but there's a line right there. He doesn't know about it because his men are down below the stone wall. And Iverson is going to move forward, just as that men over there from Massachusetts, New York, and Maine are going to rise up, fire one shot into Iverson, and charge him. Iverson loses roughly 800 men. The area where we're going right now is called Iverson's Pits for a really good reason. He stinks, and also for the fact that his men failed miserably. We are now at the Eternal Peace Light Memorial. Is there another eternal flame somewhere in the United States?
Kennedy's.
More on that to come afterwards. All right, this is our first stop.
Woo!
Good views, good day, good pictures. Oh, by the way, behind us would have been an airport recently, in the 1960s. In early November of 1963, John F. Kennedy, Jackie Kennedy, a few people from the White House come to Gettysburg, visit. Jackie Kennedy, their last stop is up here. And Jackie Kennedy is said to have remarked about how wonderful that thing was. 2 weeks later, who dies? Kennedy. What's at his grave? That is at his grave. And now you know the reason for the eternal flame.
Awesome. What Kennedy? His bird?
No. It's this when he came
And our
dedicated.
religious whole teaching thing. I'm just gonna bring my wallet.